This the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou well understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, call Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakatash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, rule well, been a great example to his younger brothers in the truth. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect, Lord willing is edified.
For a big story that we're following.
Like it, and this another edition of Measured Out of Time Diligently. And I'm the brother Gadal. I'm one from the GMS Gulf Coast, Mississippi camp. And this on volume 34. Lord willing is edified.
What is going on? There are dead whales turning up around the bay.
We've had 3 show up in about a week's time. Crom 407 is actually on the story for us this morning out there live at Crissy Field. And Yoli, the big mystery is still, why are they dying?
Well, another gray whale has washed ashore, Sky Ranger, over Muir Beach today, where this whale was found.
Well, there have now been 4 gray whales that have washed up in the Bay Area within the past week or so.
The first one washed up a week ago at Crissy Field.
And the third was found floating near the Berkeley Marina this week.
One of these has shown evidence of it being a ship strike, but what is really remarkable to us is that this is the 4th incident in just a little over a week. And to put that in perspective, back in 2019, we saw 13 animals in the entire year, and that was a large number to us.
Yeah, we still don't really know what caused their death, but they say it is very alarming when you do find 3 of them in such a short time.
That is really a red flag for us.
But it is alarming. They need to find out because they want to know whether it's the environment that's causing their death or whether it's human interaction that's causing their death, so they could come up with solutions.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of Yahweh, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai in it. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery and they break out and blood touching blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish. With the beast of the field and with the fowls of heaven, yeah, the fish of the sea also shall be taken away. You know, and that's ultimately going into those whales coming up missing. The beast, you know, all these animals going extinct. You know, these mass dials of birds just falling out the sky. Hey, that's the Lord letting you know that he have a controversy, man, with the inhabitants of the earth, man. You know, these are all signs, man. You know.
And a pair of earthquakes has hit California this morning. A magnitude 4.0 quake hit near Lenox just 30 minutes after a 3.3 quake hit the same area.
Okay, let's go back in the 2nd Exodus. Since they talking about earthquakes, this the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 9, and starting back up at 3. It say, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an ending, and the end is manifested, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonderful and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Feel an earthquake.
That was the floor shaking just a little bit.
And we just had an earthquake a few minutes ago. You see it shaking right here? Yes.
Yes.
You know, you first feel
that
the
was just
rumble.
seconds ago.
Right, you first feel the rumble felt as far away as south as Brea, West Hollywood, South Los Angeles.
Call today for thousands of people.
People across Los Angeles were jolted awake in the early morning hours.
But I was in the van, so you're used to that kind of bridge sort of shaking a little bit. But our photographer Tommy was inside and he said somebody went, whoa!
According to the LA Times, it's been very active. In the last 10 days, there have been 3 earthquakes of a magnitude 3.0 or greater nearby. They say on average, 5 earthquakes with a magnitude of 3.0, 4.0 occur every year in Los Angeles.
It occurred very near the Newport Inglewood Fault, but that's a fault that comes to the surface and goes down vertically and moves sideways.
When it started, I just felt all my windows trembling and shaking.
Okay, yeah.
It sounded like a train.
Yes, it always feels like a train, right. And then you feel the rumble, and then, yeah. So that earthquake.
That was our ABC affiliate in Los Angeles in the middle of their newscast this morning.
It is not something you normally see along a freeway, but local Caltrans crews have been keeping a close watch on a geyser that is impacting both the Union Pacific Railroad and State Route 111 near Eaton Island in Imperial County. The challenge, this geyser is moving. News 8's Shannon Handy has more on what makes this so rare and the drone video that captures it all.
Marcella, this is the only moving geyser in the world. On average, it shifts about 10 feet every month. Because of that, Caltrans crews have had to plan accordingly to keep traffic in the area moving as well. But keep in mind, this area is not open for public viewing. It has piqued the interest of several people, though, including the experts over at National Geographic.
Now, an international team of scientists working on a project in the United States say that they have discovered strong evidence for the existence of a new force of nature. They say that some subatomic particles, called muons, don't behave in a way predicted by current theories of physics. The British funders of the research say that scientists are on the precipice of a new era of physics.
So, like you said, there are 4 forces that govern all the discovered particles in the universe.
Scientists believe that there are 4 fundamental forces of nature. One for gravity, another for electricity, and 2 nuclear forces which control the behaviour of atoms. Together they explain the way the world works. But in recent years, astronomers began noticing things in space that can't be explained by the 4 forces, such as galaxies spinning faster than they should. And they can't explain why the stars and planets and everything on them, including us, exist at all. The new results.
Yeah, because it's deeper than Esau haven't seen a damn thing, man. You know, even us, man. You know, let's try to get a precept. You know, this is the book of Ecclesiastical, chapter 42 and verse 22. How desirable are all his works, and it's going into the works of Yahweh, of Yahweh. You know, of our Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, you know, well, of our Heavenly Father, because through the Heavenly Father, our big brother, Yahweh Shai, His only begotten Son, made all these things come to life, Him and 144,000, Him leading the charge, man. They say, how desirable are all His works? Who works? Yahweh. And that a man may see even to a spark. You know, so man only see until a spark. Man have not seen nothing yet, man. You know, let's jump to the next chapter. This Ecclesiastical chapter 43, jumping down to verse 29, and say, the Lord is terrible and very great. Marvelous is His power. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt Him as much as ye can. For even yet will He far exceed, and when ye exalt Him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. They say, who have seen Him that they might tell us, and who can magnify Him as He is? There are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of His works. For the Lord have made all things, and to the godly have He given wisdom, man. And Lord willing, we are part of that godly bunch who He giving wisdom to, man. You know? Because at the end of the day, the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. These Edomites, they a big ass joke to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You know, they are a joke, man. You know? And that's why the Lord say He chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, man. They look at us like we foolish and slow. But we confound these devils, man, by the things we preach and teach, man. They listen to us, man. These people are listening to us, man. Start with the apostles and elders on down, man. They got their eyes on us, man. They playing with the views. They messing with these things, man, because they know we got the truth, man. And they are afraid. You know?
Suggest there might be a fifth force.
In fact, there are many, many muons.
What are they?
They're particles.
Particles in the universe.
Scientists believe that there are four fundamental forces of nature. One for gravity, another for electricity, and two nuclear forces which control the behaviour of atoms. Together, they explain the way the world works. But in recent years, astronomers began noticing things in space.
And Esau don't know how the world works, man. Because all the word science mean is to know. And they don't truly know how the world works. If you knew how the world worked, you wouldn't be steady discovering shit, man. You know? You know a little bit, but you barely know. You know, you don't really know, man. You know? This, let's see, let me find it. This 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 20, it say, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babbling. And that's what Esau doing right here in this point, is profane and vain babbling, man, because they don't know what the hell they talking about, man. And oppositions of science falsely so called. You know, because these devils, they don't, this is false science, man, because they don't know, man. They just saying shit. They don't know.
Can't be explained by the four forces, such as galaxies spinning faster than they should. And they can't explain why the stars and planets and everything on them, including us, exist at all.
They exist because the Lord, it's the Lord will that they exist, man. You know? The Lord spoke a word and everything came to life, man. You know?
The results suggest there might be a fifth force.
In fact, there are many, many muons.
What are they?
They're particles which are smaller than atoms, right? Apparently they exist anyway, right? And they're among the fundamental building blocks of matter.
Now this is starting to ring a bell. This is about the new energy force. Is that
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's a new form of energy.
Yes.
Scientists at Fermilab, a particle accelerator just outside Chicago, have got a result that might take us a big step forward in answering those questions. They've been accelerating particles inside this giant ring close to the speed of light, and they found that they might be behaving in a way that can't be explained by the current theory of physics at the subatomic level. Evidence for the fifth force has been growing. Just 2 weeks ago, researchers at the Large Hadron Collider just outside Geneva had a similar result.
I think it's quite mind-boggling, and they have the potential to turn physics on its head. We have a number of mysteries that remain unsolved, and this could give us...
Jake, you need your head whoop. Eve, you need your motherfucking head whoop. All that twitching and shit, like you on some coke.
key answers to solve these mysteries.
A new study has found evidence of climate change directly shrinking the richness of marine life near the equator. The study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences Research, finds that the total number of open water species declined by about half in the 40 years up to 2010. That's in tropical marine zones worldwide.
So we know on land things are changing. I think what this study does is very comprehensively show that species distributions are changing in the oceans too. I mean, generally, the warmer the ocean, the more species you see, which is why, people love to go to the Florida Keys to snorkel and dive and see all the variety of life there. But the water can get too hot. And I think what this study shows is that there are places where that heating is causing species to decline.
And how worried are you by these large systemic changes?
Well, I think it's another measure of just what a mess we're making of the planet.
Under the storm emergency off WA, there are fears.
And we ain't doing the damn thing. We ain't got no resources to change things. You devils got the money and the resources, all these billions and millions and trillions of dollars. Y'all got the money to make things better on this earth, man. We didn't if you really wanted to fix something, at the end of the day, it's all on the kings of the earth. It's all on those who are ruling, man. That's who to blame on, man. Let's get Revelation 11 and 18. Because ultimately it's all on you Edomites. Because the earth was given into the hands of who? The wicked, man. You so-called Edomite. You Edomites, you so-called white people. This is Revelation 11 and verse 18. And ultimately going to you elite Edomites. This Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that they shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and to them that fear thy name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroyed the earth, man. Who destroyed the earth? Not us. We don't make nuclear bombs and plastic bottles, and we don't create cars, and all these big factories to mass produce shit so you can make more and more money, make shit more and more convenient for a motherfucker, and you just destroying the earth, man. This fast way of living, mass producing shit, doing all this shit that ultimately is destroying the earth, man. Can't blame that on everybody, man. It's all on you damn these crackers you see on the screen, man. So-called white man, Esau Edom. And not them, but just Esau Edom in general, man.
Residents are exposed and unprepared as Cyclone Saroja bears down on Midwest communities unfamiliar with such severe weather so far south.
As a triple threat of storms close in on the west coast. Kelly, good morning. This is a once-in-a-generation weather event.
Alex, good morning. It certainly is. This is an extremely rare weather event and it's set to affect much of the WA coast. By Sunday night, we could see a month's worth of rain in just a single day. Now, the last time we saw something like this was back in the 1950s. We have two tropical cyclones.
They say a month's worth of rain in a single day somewhere. This Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 12. It say he have made the earth by his power, and he have established the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out the heaven by his discretion. Verse 13, it say when he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. And when the vapors ascend from the ends of the earth, what that's called? Evaporation, man. Then what? Condensation. Then what happened? Motherfucking, man. Y'all all took science, man. Don't act stupid, man. Let's say, and I ain't talking about the brothers of the truth. I'm talking about Esau, them, man. We trying to get through the thick skulls of these rebellious Israelites and Esau Edom, now. The brothers and sisters in this truth, man. We know y'all got it, man. We know y'all understand, man. They say, and vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth, he maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the winds out of his treasure. Let's get another one. This Jeremiah chapter. It may be Isaiah. I get this precept so much, I don't even know what I'm talking about there, man. This Isaiah chapter 20. Okay, let's get 33 and verse 30. I mean, Isaiah 30 and verse 30, and then, well, I'll just get this. It say, and the Lord shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall shew the lightning down of his arm, and with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of devouring fire, and with scattering of tempests. And that's going into hurricanes, cyclones, tornadoes, and hailstones. You know, these hailstorms and shit, they be happening. Jumping back a chapter, this Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 6. It say, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise and storm, snowstorm, rainstorm, lightning storm, tornado, all these different storms, and tempest. And tempest is like cyclones, tornadoes, hurricanes, you know, those different things. And the flame of devouring fire, forest fires, all these things that just come, you know, natural disasters as they call it. That's the Lord visiting the earth, man. Ain't nothing natural about it. It's the Lord speaking in his wrath, man, to the earth, man.
Tracking off the coast of WA. They're tracking together in what's called a Fujiwara effect, but now in an even rarer event, a third tropical low has joined its path. This is unseen even to weather experts. Take a listen.
It's extremely uncommon. I've been working here in Perth for over 20 years and I've never seen this.
Now this will hit in the far north of WA, but the impact will be widespread, with travellers in the area being told to get out now, whereas residents who are staying behind, they're being warned to prepare for strong winds of up to 150 kilometres an hour, plus flash flooding and heavy rain that will span over a 1,400 kilometre period zone from Onslow down to Perth. So Alex, a very, very wet start to next week.
Gee, Kelly, thank you so much.
An ancient Egyptian road is a rarity, a wonder, and now for the first time ever, a lost city rising from the sand, buried for millennia, untouched, almost intact.
We discover a large city to tell us about the life of the people.
Uncovered by Egypt's most famous archaeologist, Dr. Zahi Hawass.
And one last image for you. Archaeologists have discovered, in their words, the
Esau is that devil, and the scriptures say there's no secret that you can hide from this nigga, man. He wiser than Daniel, man. You know, Esau gonna go dig shit up, man. Esau go find your bones, man. All that shit. Look, Esau don't play, man. Archaeologists and shit. You know, they study, man.
ancient Egyptian Pompeii. City is believed to be the largest ancient city found in Egypt, built more than 3,000 years ago.
It was just under sand.
Under sand. The amazing thing now is what we found inside the city.
He says it's the second most important discovery ever after King Tut's tomb in 1922.
All this zigzag architecture elements everywhere, connected with the houses. You can see in the two sides of the big street that divide the city to 3 districts, and each district has an entrance.
It's called Dazzling Aten after the single sun god as Egypt moved to monotheism, and it will change history books.
You never know what the sand of Egypt may hide of secrets.
And that wind is still really brutal, but I want to show you, this is how much of the city Dr. Hawass and his team have discovered just since September.
Wow, that looks stunning.
Imagine uncovering all of that.
I know.
So much we don't know, isn't there?
Yeah.
And just an incredible scene in the Caribbean. Tens of thousands of people are being evacuated from the area around a volcano on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent.
After the first volcanic eruption there in more than 40 years, the volcano sent a thick cloud of smoke 20,000 feet into the sky.
Where they've had a second volcanic eruption.
It had been dormant for decades until December 2020 when it began showing signs of activity.
The first one happened early this morning. Video shows La Soufrière spewing ash almost 6 miles into the air.
Friday, an early morning eruption, followed by a second just hours later.
Watch it! The eruption ejected smoke kilometers high into the air.
My God! And I believe this is what the Lord talking about when he said in Joel chapter 2 and verse 30. I always get it when I see volcanoes, because that be the volcanoes and wildfires also be the main thing that sends smoke like this, man. It's Joel chapter 2 verse 30. And I will show wonders in heavens and in the earth blood, in the earth blood and fire and pillars of smoke, man. You know, and that's what you see when you see a volcano grow up with that ash. You know, the smoke rising up, you know, it'll be way up in the sky, man. You know, all these volcanoes erupting, man. Pillars of smoke all over the damn place, man. You know, you see the smoke from the satellites and stuff, man.
La Soufrière created an ash cloud so thick it hid the sun.
Overnight, dramatic images from the island of St. Vincent. The Caribbean nation's disaster management agency confirming a second explosive eruption. The long-dormant volcano awakening.
Cruise ships are now racing to help evacuate thousands and thousands of people before another emergency on the island.
But they say it could be an ominous sign. The scientists at the West Indies Seismic Center say eruptions could continue for weeks or months.
Scientists have been monitoring its increasing activity in recent days, and the island has been on red alert.
Some incredible images there.
Yeah, always looking at those pictures there.
And they told them folks they can't leave unless they take, guess what, man? The right hook, the left hook, you know, the uppercut, jab, man. You can't leave, you know, you ain't getting on down one of these cruise ships. Unless you got damn, you already know, man. Don't play stupid, man. And with that, there you have it, man. It's another edition of Measured Out of Time, Diligently, volume 34, I want to say. Lord willing, that was edifying. With that, I want to end it, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakadash. Double honor to our apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and the great example to his younger brothers in the truth. And, you know, peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, Lord have mercy on us and our house. Lord willing, we're a part of that number, man. You know. And with that, Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba, Shalom.